Woo!
Hello everyone, it's Wednesday. Welcome back to Recall Knowledge presents Outlaws of Alkenstar, a show where Pathfinder enthusiasts play through your favorite adventure paths. I am your GM, Steve, and I'm joined by Ricardo, Richard, Ninna, and Tommy. Go ahead, everyone, and say, howdy, Outlaws.
Howdy!
Howdy.
Hello, criminals.
Everyone who's joining us for the first time, welcome. And if you've been with us before, welcome back. We're happy to see you again. We have been off for a little while, just putting all the finishing touches on book 3, including an all new awesome cinematic that we'll get to see that Rick put together tonight. I'm excited to air that for the first time. If you're following us on Twitter, which we're not super active on Twitter these days, but if you're still following us there, I did post the cinematic as a preview last week. Yeah, we're Kickstartering. Not even a word. I wrote it. Kickstartering.
Are you guys crowdfunding book 3? Is that what's going on right now?
The script says kickstarting, but I said kickstartering. Wow, it's been a month and we haven't
He's forgotten how to talk.
I forgot things. We're kickstarting the Smoking Gun tonight, which is the final book in the Outlaws of Alkenstar trilogy, and I personally couldn't be more excited. I've been looking forward to this since I first got my hands on the book a year ago.
I'm trying to put Kickstarter and Gun together in such a way that would have to be edited out before this came to YouTube, but I need more coffee. I am back for it. Meet Tommy.
I'm happy to be kickstartering it off.
We're Kickstartering it off, yeah.
I'm happy to, yeah.
As a small update, if you haven't been following us on our Discord channel or anything, and if you aren't, there are links down below, make sure to join it. But we have, as a cast and as, people outside of the game, just been feeling the huge crush of life and responsibility on us. And, we've been playing for well over a year and we are ready to wrap up this adventure path. But instead of skipping or just moving on, we wanted to put the focus on the big villain that's been teased for the whole time, Anjelique Loveless. Or Anjelique Loveless? No?
Kickstart those.
I have not been practicing. Kickstarter me some voice lessons. Anyhow, we've been kind of waiting for the showdown with her. So what we're going to do is, unlike in some of our previous adventure paths where we did shortened speedruns where we did the entire book in 8 episodes or so, we're actually doing a bit of a time skip tonight. We're jumping straight to level 10 into the last chapter of the book. So that means the final book, Smoking Gun, has 3 chapters. We're skipping chapters 1 and 2 and going right to chapter 3. So that means the stakes are at its highest because our outlaws have snuck aboard a riverboat named the Gearsmoke, filled with 3 Pyronite bombs.
He says.
And it's heading down the Estradi River towards Alkenstar Falls and the Screw, where it plans to detonate in the middle of the city. Our outlaws must find a way to disarm or disable all 3 bombs if they hope to have a chance to save Alkenstar. But it won't be easy, as Anjelique Loveless has partnered with a Nexian wizard named Parsis, along with Saruk's favorite angry orc nemesis, Ginthrak. Parsis's crew of Nexian magical creatures and an entire squadron of Loveless supporting shield marshals. And of course, we got a whole mess of other surprises in store. But time's ticking down and they need to act fast if they are going to save the city and themselves. So that's the stakes. That's where we're coming into the story at. But before we get going tonight, we do need to do a little bit of housekeeping. It's your favorite time of the episode. Once again, tonight's episode is sponsored by none other, longtime friends of the show, Molten Hosting.
They're so hot right now.
Hot. They're not cold.
So hot.
I wonder how Mike feels about us saying that about him for years.
He said, Mike said literally, Steve, please stop doing the sponsor bits.
No, Mike.
Actually, he said, you don't need to do those, which I read between the lines, said, please stop doing this.
Okay.
And I said, no. So as we're moving into book 3 and as we're doing this time skip, we're skipping over a lot of cool content and a lot of things that probably I was looking forward to see playing out. And also it might be kind of confusing for you guys as the audience to not know what happened off screen in the time skip. So luckily, Molten Hosting is agreed to sponsor a bit at the start of each episode that makes sure that you guys get to see all those cool moments recapped and relived.
Oh, wow, thanks, Mike, who didn't want us to do this, for sponsoring this thing. Good.
And it's the only way we know how. Soap opera level content.
Of course.
Perfect. So we will be starting each episode with a drama-filled, Molten Hosting fueled callback to all these awesome moments that didn't actually happen, but they did in my head.
Oh,
Note,
no.
they may or may not be 100% accurate to how it actually went down. But sometimes the changes that I made are just slightly better for the story. So just don't think about it in a logical sense. Just sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Just enjoy Steve's headcanon on all of our beloved characters.
You know what? Mike from Molten Hosting actually called me. He said, you can do the ads, you can do this whole thing, the recap, but it actually has to be Anjelique Loveless telling her soldiers what she thinks happened. So she's going to be playing all of our characters. So it's Anjelique Loveless imitating all of us.
Oh, that makes sense. So I should do this in a French accent then.
No. It's Steve as Anjelique imitating us.
I see. All right, cue the bot. Make with the click clack. You coward!
Yep, let's go. And go.
Without further ado, let's get on with this week's Molten Recap. Not as Anjelique Loveless, damn it.
You coward.
Shortly after the events of the Cradle of Quartz, we find our outlaws discussing their next move.
We have got to get inside Loveless's offices. Lyrian used to talk about them sometimes. A mysterious place beneath the city where all the shield marshals' secrets live. The Vault of Secrets.
How are we going to do that? We can't just waltz in.
Now, I might have an idea or two about
No,
that.
I don't even know your plan, but I can tell I'm not going to like it.
Smash cut to the streets of Alkenstar. The outlaws are hanging on for dear life as a stagecoach is being pulled by a host of clockwork creatures. Gunfire rings out from the shield marshals within.
How do I keep getting talked into the... Sir, please exit the vehicle. We'd rather not kill you.
We just need to take care of these guys, and these clockworks are programmed to take us right into base.
Awfully convenient for them. Wybert, smash those doors off now.
Vibert smash.
Okay, that was the last of them. Leave the rest to me. I'll be in and out before the shield marshals know what hit them.
We find ourselves in a dark, dimly lit room. Deep within the heart of the Vault of Secrets, Halbrand is looking through the office for any sign of Loveless's plans. We see him stop momentarily, his hand hovering over a file that we can see reads Lyrian.
Well, ain't this the hair in my butter? Lyrian worked for Loveless, and it says here she was killed for asking a bit too many questions about what was going down. Did I read that right?
I think so.
Oh, also, here's a bright red folder marked classified, do not read.
No fault.
Better check that out. All right. Looks like Loveless got a huge influx of cash for armaments from a local art collector. Something about making Alkenstar great for tomorrow. There's also 4 tickets to Gala with a personal invitation to talk about next steps taking place tomorrow night.
At that moment, we hear some noise off screen. A gruff voice has entered Loveless's office, commanding others to burn it all down. Loveless wants this place scrubbed before the big event. Nothing survives. We see Halbrand blend into the shadows as he slips out of the office unnoticed. We then have a quick cut to a fancy-looking elevator as it carries our outlaws up through the most expensive apartment building in the city, the Fingers.
Stay still, Reffy. You've still got some smudges on your face. There. You clean up real nice when you put in the effort, you know?
Yeah. Never thought I'd find myself back in this neck of the woods, though. I may just stare longingly out the windows for most of the night, if that's all right with you all.
Now, everyone make sure to keep your heads down. We need to focus. Find the leads. This Krista Tomben is the best lead we have to Loveless, and we don't want to blow it.
You know, Tusks, you might blend in a wee bit better if you didn't have the backpack ballista and large firearm slung over your shoulder.
It never hurts to be prepared.
All right, mates. We'll just tell him that you're our bodyguard. Everyone else, your job is to have fun tonight. Just leave Tomben to me.
Whatever you say, Miss Mendoza.
Thanks. Honestly, sometimes I think you just need to take the time to learn to talk to a woman. It's much easier than violence.
As long as you do it in the right order.
3 lines ahead. That's a
I don't
well-oiled
really know
machine.
Yeah.
We see the elevator door open and the Outlaws exit off screen into a scene with very gentle harp music playing and mumbled conversations between important people happening all over. The doors close with a ding, and our silence from within grows loud. A moment later, the doors open again, and we see the Outlaws re-enter.
Well done, Miss Mendoza. I think she really liked you.
Thanks. Honestly, sometimes I think you just need to take the time to learn to talk to a woman. It's much easier than violence.
A little less fun, though.
Well done, all. We made it through a nice party without embarrassing ourselves or causing violence. This has got to be a first for us.
The elevator door dings again, and it opens to a room full of thugs armed with clubs, swords, and firearms waiting. There's a nice pregnant pause.
Now there's the fun I was waiting for.
The scuffle cuts away fast, and we find ourselves now at an unfamiliar location. A large fortress perched atop a craggy hill sits behind our characters. The most dominant feature, aside from the smokestacks constantly churning out smoke, is the cannon the size of a tall building.
Maw of Rovagug itself. I've heard tales of this as far as Matakali.
So this is where Tomben said she'd be. All that money to buy weapons, to outfit an entire army.
That's right. Though I'm not sure what the purpose is. Aren't the shield marshals pretty well armed already?
Well, this gunworks has armed every shield marshal and outlaw from here to the Manaways. Makes sense she'd be here overseeing the work.
No. I think it's more than that. If she's working with Nex and Geb, could be she's looking to start a war. And what does all war need? Soldiers. Back at the party, I heard there was a new law that's being pushed. Mandatory conscription for all citizens with a 20% standing army at all times.
Throw a bunch of poor people at the problem. That's always the best plan that they could ever come up with, isn't it?
Maybe, just maybe, the answers are up in there. Let's mosey on up and have ourselves a look around. Ask Loveless personally.
And as our outlaws move on up towards the famous gunworks, melodramatic music plays in the background, fading us to black. This has been a Molten Hosting recap. Check them out at moltenhosting.com. They are a cloud hosting provider for Foundry VTT. The best bang for your buck that you can get. If you're a new subscriber, just use the referral code RecallKnowledge.
It's just one word.
That one word will get you an entire month of service for free on us. Go check them out. It's worth it. We use it here on the show. We use it for our personal games, and we think that you should be using it for your games as well. Yeah, that was some of the fun stuff that we missed out on, unfortunately. But I feel like we got to see it play out in my head, at least.
Mm-hmm.
Just gonna keep rolling my eyes.
Well, I tried to capture Saruk's essence. Guess we're ready to get started tonight. That was basically it. Rick, you got a dance party ready for us?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, everyone. One last shout out. Happy birthday, Richard. Woo!
Happy
And
birthday, Ricardo.
Chat was kind enough to give you
Ricardo.
Thank
a
you. Thank
extra
you.
hero point to start with. So you get to start
Thank
with
you,
2 hero
chat
points today.
and BDG streams. You seem like an awesome guy
Yeah.
or person,
God, they fucking
whoever you
suck.
are.
They're the worst.
Who is this Black Dragon Gaming Streams? I don't know. It could be anyone. Could even be Tommy.
The
Who knows?
mystery.
All right, that's going to do it for announcements. Viewers, go ahead, sit back, relax. But players, let's jump into tonight's episode. Episode 1, haven't said that in a while, of Outlaws of Alkenstar, The Smoking Gun, written by Cole Kronwitter. New cinematic time. Let's go. Our camera fades in, and we find our outlaws crammed inside a small shipping container. What did I miss? I look up and everyone's laughing.
I'm so lost. What? I didn't do anything.
He
Your
was
mic
doing
picked it up.
ASMR. Asthma. We know you were pouring coffee, Tommy.
Our outlaws find themselves crammed into a not very large shipping container in which they have boarded in the town of Martel to be loaded onto the Gearsmoke, a roaring clockwork-powered riverboat owned by the Nexian wizard Parsis. It is aboard the ship that they have learned that Anjelique Loveless has placed 3 Pyronite bombs, each powerful enough to destroy the entire ship and its surrounding areas. Her plan, sail it deep into the heart of Alkenstar and detonate. Why? Well, that's still a mystery. As the crew noises in the cargo hold subside, the large steam whistle of the ship and the rumbling of the engines as you pull away lets you feel that you are well on your journey. And shortly after that, the hushed, whispered conversations of the crew, or more muffled than whispered, as they unload passenger luggage around you, gives you a break and a moment to slip out unnoticed in the bowels of the ship. That is where we find you guys.
This insight coffee is the best thing ever.
It sounds like it.
Oh, it
sounds
does.
like it for sure. All right.
Are we like hiding, sneaking? Under?
The way I visualized it is you guys needed a way onto the ship, and you guys snuck into some cargo containers that were loaded onto the cargo hold well beneath the ship. You held your position there for a few hours until the crew clears out and the ship is kind of on its way. You hear voices coming in and out as the crew sort of comes into this area to take luggage and bring it up to like the guest rooms. But you guys are sort of here in the bottom of the ship where it's mostly quiet and unpopulated, hiding. And then you guys are able to sort of like push the lid off your little cargo container and climb out and find yourselves currently sailing down the Ostrati River towards Alkenstar.
Okay, so to make sure I have my head on right for this mission objective, there are Pyronite here, disable Pyronite, find Anjelique, find Angelique's allies, get rid of them. Right? But said more chaotic good than that, you know what I mean?
Yep. So the other thing, I guess, because I know there's a lot that we skipped over and we didn't even get to recap it yet in the Molten Recap, but there was a necromancer from Geb who sort of willingly turned his back on them and told you guys the whole plan. And what he told you is he developed 3 clockwork keys. So there's 3 bombs and 3 keys, and each key can be used to disable a bomb. If you can find the key and find the corresponding bomb, it's very simple to just sort of like turn off and disable the bomb. So he's not sure where those 3 keys actually are, but they were given to Anjelique, and she potentially has them in her possession. So there's 2 ways to disable each bomb. 1 with the key, or 2, a little good old-fashioned ingenuity and cutting the right wire.
Nice. Hey, speaking of that,
He did say that he also rigged a remote detonator to all 3 bombs, and Anjelique keeps the remote detonation control on her. So at a moment's notice, she can press a button and all the bombs will pretty much, you have a few minutes before the bombs detonate at that point.
Oh,
So if she gets wind of what you're up to, might be bad news.
Indeed. So I have to imagine there's like more than 2 boxes worth of Saruk's stuff that has to like be bedraggled out and put on and stuff. In the amount of time since last the camera was on us, out of character, thanks whoever wrote this in Treasure Vault for throwing my whole build on its head. Saruk is no longer carrying the shield with him. It's in like Wybert's trunk, but in its place on his back there is a very, very large firearm, 8 barrels, which are fixed around a central pivot, and then there's a handle on the back end. I have to assume the 3 bulk barricade buster that I'm walking around with. Takes up some space somewhere, but as out that comes. If we're doing this quiet, I think it's probably best I set up some kind of fallback point here. Glances over to Hal. Do you think you can find where we're going?
Wait until the sun goes down, because the help's going to be moving up and down and taking these billionaires their luggage up on the boat somewhere. So let's get your stuff out of these boxes. I wonder if there's anything else, like, because if she has the remote detonator and she has the keys on herself, on her person, not really sure that that's the plan to go. So maybe, we start going through some of the stuff. I mean, maybe start looking for the keys here. And I glance over to Anita. Maybe it's in somebody's luggage here, or maybe there's like a lieutenant or a deputy or a sheriff. Probably not a deputy, a sheriff up top, but we should probably wait till it gets dark. They'll have some lanterns and lights so you all can see, but I don't need to see in pitch blackness.
Well said. Really quickly, Steve, I would have asked this at the beginning of the day, but I'll ask it now. How does bomb lore interact with hurt lockering our way out of this problem? Can I do that to just like disable it in place of Avery?
Any applicable lore could absolutely be used in place for disarming bombs. So if you wanted to take, bomb lore, I'm game.
Bomb lore it is. And then second question I have, as Hal is having that discussion, which way do these doors open?
In this room you guys find yourself in, and I'll actually move over to the battle screen just so our audience, our viewers can also see. Inside this sort of hole that you guys find yourself in, these doors in the cargo hold open out away from you. This cargo hold is currently filled with a bunch of, foodstuffs and what it looks to be like pretty much all the luggage that was loaded onto the ship that hasn't quite made it to the passenger's room yet. So around this room, it looks like mostly personal luggage that passengers have joined in. Because when you guys were in Martel, you saw it's basically just a very standard riverboat, a gambling boat. It's like a cruise tour. So a lot of people are here just on vacation. It's not like it's just packed with like Angelique's cronies. It's a full-on pleasure cruise. To the far north of here, there's a giant oversized metal door that is like the giant loading dock where they like load all the cargo in. But these two doors on the eastern side open away, like out, away from like the crowded stuff.
That was... You say away from the crowded stuff, and I think you were sensing what I was planning on doing.
I am in my the reason I say that is because like, if the stuff was to shift, they wouldn't want to like lock themselves out of here. So the doors would definitely open away from the cargo area, I believe.
Yeah. I think that said, while we're waiting, Saruk is still gonna like the boxes we came in. I'm gonna position them such that they at least like block the door while we're waiting, so someone might have to like clamber over them.
So yeah, I mean, if you guys wanted to take a minute to like search around for stuff, I mean, you guys, we're in exploration phase, so we got these 10-minute chunks of time or so where not much is happening. You can describe what you guys are trying to do. Like Saruk's like dragging and trying to at least put some sort of barrier between him and the potential crew coming in.
And Ania is definitely going through the luggages and checking to see if there's anything shiny, super worth it, expensive looking that she can grab without Saruk noticing.
Well, give me a secret perception check and then also give me a corresponding stealth check, I guess, to see if Saruk notices.
Question marks.
Well, let's just see if you beat Saruk's passive perception.
26.
You do. Yep. So Anita does beat that passive perception, so Saruk doesn't notice. I think what you're doing is you're going through. You notice nothing pertaining to the keys or the bombs, but one thing that shiny that catches your eyes is there's a new shipment of brand new like silver cutlery that is for like the dining hall. It hasn't been unloaded yet, but as a box of like actual pristine like silverware, it looks like it'd probably fetch a pretty penny on the open market.
That's more for Kojak. It's for his retirement. Mine as well.
Pushing barrels.
What about Ruffy and Hal?
How are you feeling inside here? And I imagine, the ceiling's relatively low here in the hold. So I'm looking at him bumping his head.
The million gold question. I'm all right.
Surprisingly, I will say down here, the floors are about 15 feet in the cargo hold.
Carry a lot of stuff. Wonder what else they pack in here when they go on trips, other than giant bombs.
I suppose there's only one way to find out. Actually, speaking of find out, Saruk puts his hand down to his other finger and begins like idly fidgeting with that winder's ring. I do have a portable spy on my hand.
Oh, that is an option.
I wonder.
Yeah, you should send him out and have him take a look before the night comes. 'Cause, I wouldn't want to be walking around. I mean, unless there's like really fine clothing here in this luggage, maybe we can pass ourselves off as passengers, well-off passengers, where they won't worry about us walking around and checking things out. But that's always an option.
It's a thought.
There's 100% no shortage of clothing materials here.
Well, I mean, we'll let's see what your little spy can do first.
Very well. Steve, can a tiny creature fit under this door?
I would say probably it's not completely like sealed off and like waterproof or soundproof or anything. So I think the Clockwork Spy is enough to like inch into there. I will also say, as you're looking, if that's possible, one interesting feature of this room as you look up is there are these giant air duct vents that run along the ceiling and on the room. And you can see they're sort of signified by these like vents that are here and here up in the ceiling. So it's these large, like 3 or 4, like about 3 to 4 feet wide ducts that just kind of run across through the ceiling and around. And with these vents, yes, you could fit your clockwork under the door, but you could also fit it into the vents as well.
So it's like gets to the door, looks up to much agua, and then turns around, begins fidgeting with the ring. I will activate the Winder's Ring and produce a clockwork spy. The transformation sequence happens once again, like that time that I blew an FMS so goddamn hard. Mr. holds the spy up to the vent. Come back in an hour. Record everything you hear. Run a perimeter. Go. And then push.
Yeah, so I'm going to make a copy of the creature and give ownership to Tommy. Just so you can kind of see. So then if I drag this one out, can you control that clockwork spy?
I can.
And you can see vision from it?
Presumably. I'm also seeing from Saruk right now, so it's kind of hard to tell.
Okay, so I would say I'm going to give you a quick layout of this floor. So he kind of comes in this way and climbs through the air duct and finds another vent. And as it sort of looks down out of the vent, I would say, I would imagine, you don't really technically have vision through it, right? How does it work?
Yeah, so it's a minion. It follows my spoken command, so I can't. Oh no, I can see that now. So I can't see through it. I'm only going to get back audio. So the hope is I hear somebody talking or enough that I can like context out what's going on.
I think the easiest way to do is to sort of give you a nice layout of the cargo hold at least. You find this room, which very instantly you recognize seems to be about a dozen clockworks just stored in this closet. But at the moment, they seem to be powered down. There is another room over here, which looks to be like a currently uninhabited bunk room. And another bunk room like down here. The next vent that you're able to see out of is over here. And you hear in the audio file that plays back is a very strange mooing cow noise.
Where's the beef?
With this strange, like, sort of cow creature. So that's that side of the ship.
For those of us who can't hear that audio, Steve, can we get a kind of a I'm having a hard time, you know.
What does a cow sound like, Steve? What sound does the cow say?
Mm-hmm.
What does a cow sound like?
No, just...
Something like that.
You can pull off cow. You can't pull off French or Irish, but cow.
Yeah, I can do animals. And then as the clockwork spy sort of gives a quick thing, you're not getting a lot of audio because it sounds like at the time these are generally seem to be crew quarters, and the crew is right now seems to be busy with their duties. At least these crew quarters in the rooms are not being actively patrolled. As you pop out of the vent, do actually find a second large cargo hold, and the audio you pick up here seems to be the crew sort of like talking. You know, the bloody lift isn't working. Some person commanding orders that like you have 2 hours to get the lift working, or Tarsus is not going to be very happy. And oddly, you find a strange sort of like elephant noise coming from this room.
What does an elephant sound like, though? I'm struggling.
I feel like if I do an elephant noise, then my NVIDIA broadcast is going to filter it out, but let's find out. That's all I got. Did it filter it out?
I love how
There
you're
we go.
just ready. That's Ricardo on point.
And it sounds like there's a bunch of people hard at work trying to figure out how to solve some kind of mechanical problem on this side of the ship. And then at the very end, it's a very loud room. There's a handful of crew members here that are keeping the engine going. There's like 2 giant clockwork turn machines and a giant chain. And then right off the back, it opens into the water. And there's this huge, like 25, 30 foot rudder that's just churning and pushing up water. So all you hear is like mechanical click clacks, rushing water. It's very hard to hear anything over that from that recording.
Gotta get that click clack.
And then before, as that's coming back to you with all that information, giving you a nice layout and audio of what's going on in the hold. While that's happening, you guys actually hear the door being like, you hear crew coming towards the door where you are, and they're having a loud conversation about how there's some passenger that is like demanding their luggage like right away, and they have to find it. It sounds like they're talking loud enough coming down the hallway that you guys all look at each other. They're about to come into the room where you guys all are.
Shit down! And I'm just gonna grab Spy, and I'm bad at stealth, but I'm good at getting behind boxes. Saruk just jumps back into the box that he was in.
There's a lot of cover in this room, so if the plan is to sort of like, if the plan is to hide behind stuff, that's fine. Go ahead and give me you can all give me stealth checks. And this is going, you guys actually, I'm going to give you guys greater cover for this because you're hiding behind a bunch of stuff. So you have the ability to have a bonus to your stealth checks because there's plenty of stuff to hide behind.
How much? What's the bonus for greater cover?
I added it to you already. It should be a +4.
Okay. Gracias.
So if you make the stealth check, it should just automatically apply, I think.
Public?
Yeah, public's fine.
Huzzah.
All right. Sad paladin noises. Okay, fair enough.
Cover helps here.
Did mine roll?
Al, the stealthiest of all, rolls a 4, but still gets a 28. Reffy. Yeah, so like a handful, it looks about like 3 or 4 crew members sort of come in this door to the north and start fidgeting around looking for some specific luggage tag for a room. And they kind of get really close to like where Anita is sort of hiding behind some of the things with the shiny silver like tucked in her pockets. But then right as they're kind of gonna come to where you're hiding, the guy on the other side is like, oh, found it. And he goes over there and they pick up the luggage and leave, giving you guys a bit of a relief. And you guys are back to being safe.
Chilagua.
I feel like we should have jumped them and taken their uniforms and then brought the luggage up.
So it takes an hour to hear back all because like they recorded, and then I play back again. I don't know if I need to roll anything to extrapolate like information about that. Certainly I have some questions about the cow and elephant that I would like to recall knowledge about. But
okay, let's start with the elephant. It's going to be, so getting it just on audio is going to make the recall knowledge a little harder than just being able to see the thing. But we can go ahead and do a recall knowledge check. Let me see something real quick. What lores do you have? Bomb
lore and underworld lore. I think it's been so long since I played Saruk. Pursue a lead. I can change this as much as I need to, and it just takes a minute. Yeah, okay, so I guess my 2 leads are not Anjelique and Nexian, whose name I don't remember. They're cow and elephant. Wowee, we've come a long way.
Cow and elephant. Okay, so give me you can give me a cow recall knowledge using nature. Seems to be your best lore that you have. You can use your lead bonus.
Alrighty.
This is a mystery to unravel.
It is. Why is there a cow? What is this cow? Blind GM roll. Question marks. No, that's a chicken. You don't know that the chicken goes bark bark, the cow goes moo. This is elementary.
So, interestingly enough, you hear the thing back. To most people, to the untrained ear, this sounds like a cow-like creature of some sort. But to Saruk, this is a noise that almost strikes a bit of a nostalgic feeling and a sense of home. And this is actually a creature that makes its home in the Mwangi Expanse. It's known as a Katobopos, which is a very large predator that lives in swamps that stinks really bad and generally is a 15-foot long, 2,200-pound nightmare of a killing machine. When it's hungry, endangered, cornered, etc.
The voice in my head is mispronouncing Catoblopus. This is weird.
Catoblopos. Wow, that's a name. Catoblopos.
Catoblopos.
Blame the... I forget which part of Eastern European mythology. And then everyone's favorite part about ships. Which way is the front of the ship, if you could point, like ping?
Front would be this way. to the west.
There's a catablopus on the front of the ship. Why? If they have a catablopus here, they're only... It's like, are they feeding people to it? Or have they worked out some... Catablopus are intelligent, right?
Good question. You got a pretty decent recall knowledge, theoretically. They're still beasts, so they have beast-like intelligence, but smarter than the average beast, for sure.
Something like a -2, -3 int.
Pretty much, yeah. -2-ish.
It's possible that they may have struck a deal with it, or... I don't know. It's weird that it's here, though. Now, what about that elephant?
You can make me a lead check using nature from the elephant.
The elephant goes...
Like Richard said in chat, what does the fox say?
We don't know. There's not a fucking fox. Don't make it confusing. And make sure I'm rolling this. Blind. Remember that part where I didn't think the bonus from the coffee was going to come in and I bought the society one? Damn it, Tommy.
The elephant noise, you're familiar with elephants, at least in conceptual fashion. I don't know how much elephants you've dealt with in your personal life, but there's an oddness to the sound that as you listen back to the recording, it sounds like a very straight up, almost like a bull elephant, like a male bull elephant, like defending his territory. It's very deep, bassy, threatening. Like just hearing it back almost sells the size of this thing. You can just tell from the voice how the size of it is. But as you listen to the recording back a bit, you start to notice that the voices, the sound and the recording of the elephant itself, after like the third elephant noise that's picked up on the recording, it sounds nearly identical to the first one you heard.
Reasonable enough to assume that it was like a construct or...
Yeah, I think you start to get at least the idea that it's more of a recording of an elephant than an actual live elephant.
And that's not an elephant. That's a very good simulacrum of one. And then past the elephant is a lift that's currently not working, that we have about an hour to keep that way if we'd like, and then the back of the ship.
Yeah, the conversation about fixing the lift is taking place over the elephant noises in the background, so it sounds like it's the same room.
And then I am aware, like I definitely could hear the sound of my own brain shutting down. Clockwork soldiers that weren't doing anything, like I could hear them in the room they're in.
Yeah, they definitely are like in standby mode, like powered, like they're not active, so they're not. Like if you were to see it from like the Clockwork's point of view, it's like a dark room with just like the glowing light, just waiting for these things to be activated. But otherwise, it's just like a low hum of like a room full of like Clockworks that are in like standby mode.
Interesting.
It's been wound and they're ready to activate, but right now they're not.
Oh, they've been wound. Damn it! I'm looking at this winder's ring, like, oh, I have a key for all of them. Mwaha. Fair.
Yeah.
Boo.
I mean, the key can also be used to unwind and then rewind them too.
That is true. Several Clockwork soldiers in Mr. will walk up to this wall and like lightly tap it with his knuckle.
Yeah, the wall itself is made of a very hefty bronze, and as you like rattle, like knock, you can feel it's a nice solid construction, this heavy boat.
But no communication, no clue where the keys or the bombs are. More or less, we have this place to ourselves, at least for now.
What's our plan in terms of just going up a level? Like, do we plan on sneaking into as many rooms as we could, or are we wearing a disguise? I could do like a quick alchemy on some invisibility potions, but that wouldn't really last us long.
Likewise, I'm still sort of like puts his foot down and it goes clink. I could throw something over my armor, maybe steal somebody's robes, put them back when I'm done. Growling jaguar noises in the back of his head.
Should we knock out like a couple of guards maybe and use their uniforms?
If the guards come down here, yeah.
Maybe we wait until nightfall and typically there's going to be less people around, so there's going to be less guards.
Right.
I'm assuming, like there's fewer shield marshals on the night shift than there on the day shift. I was one of them.
Eventually, these people are going to want their luggage.
I mean, not if they got all their nice clothing. They probably get a dress. I mean, you heard them coming in at, somebody was hollering at them saying, I need my nice blue dress. They probably gonna have dinner and a little ball or party afterwards.
And then the kitchen wants flour, or the kitchen wants grain. Reffy's right. There is a world, perhaps, where I'm flying by the seat of my pants here, but if we could get to where the Catablopus is and subdue it, my guess is the people on the ship aren't going down there because, creature that will eat them. It's going to smell like absolute shit, but no worse than parts of Alkenstar. Might give us some more cover.
I wonder what a Catablopus would smell like in the streets of Alkenstar.
Bad. Well, take bad, make worse.
Yeah.
How do we even get over? These doors, if Saruk were to open these doors right now, they would open out into water, I'm presuming.
You talk about the one on the far north?
Yeah.
Theoretically, yeah, it would open right to the water. It's not just like a door that opens on its own. There's like a little control panel that's next to it. There's like wires and like things coming into it. But so far as you can see, there's no actual like knob or button or way to open or close it easily. There's no like push open, push close from here. But watching the sort of like paneling and like ducts go up, it seems like maybe it's controlled somewhere up higher in the ship.
I see.
Not that it couldn't be overridden by somebody with some skills, but
Hal's going to look at Saruk and then look back at the vents and then look at Saruk. Is Saruk going to fit in the vents if we have to get out of here through the vents?
What do you think?
Saruk will be squeezing, but Saruk can fit. The vents are big enough that you could, Among Us your way through the ship.
Sus. No, fair enough. I guess I could. I will.
They're specifically designed to be a tight fit for a medium-sized creature and a nice, easy fit for small creatures. Luckily, Wybert came in a medium form today.
Woo!
Put Wybert into backpack mode. Okay,
I
so
wish
here's.
I was thinking of that right now. I can't.
I have two thoughts. Step one. I hope none of you are claustrophobic. Looks up. We slip our way to where those clockwork soldiers are and put them to sleep. Then slip to where that Catablopus is. I do not like the prospects of dropping down into there from a vent, however. So, actually, here's an interesting question. The way this ship is made and how low we are, should we assume, like, if a gun goes off, the whole ship is going to hear it?
I would say, especially down here in the cargo hold, there's a lot of noise going on in the ship, right? The loud water, the steam work, the engines, the clockwork engines that are on this level, even though they're not right where you guys are, there's a constant like humming noise. The bronze like walls that are surrounding you, and you're, in the belly of a pretty sizable ship. It's safe to say that like a single gunshot going off probably isn't going to like alert the entire ship at once, but it would probably draw some questionable patrols to check out maybe what the noise is from nearby if you're within a few rooms of a guard maybe. But it's not like if you shoot right here the entire ship suddenly gets like exclamation points and are alerted to your presence. It's not quite that strict.
Well, if it was, I would bring one of these boxes and I would put it over my head and they'd never know. This should be loud enough. I think we can have a gunfight with the Catablopus and presumably no one will hear us. Objections, thoughts, concerns, anybody?
He stays quiet.
That means you have thoughts and concerns.
Either way, I think you're the bomb, Saruk. I need to defuse this man.
Sort of just shakes his head and begins the terrible prospect of piling several boxes together, moving to the vent and clambering up into it.
I think that's fine. And I think right as you guys start doing that and start climbing in, you can hear the kind of voices as it sounds like there is another crew patrol coming for another round of like luggage disbursement. So you guys are able to just sort of at the last minute who would be the one that's able to like reach down and help Saruk like get up? Because this vent's like, at least 10, 12 feet off the ground. So if someone's like, I would imagine it's the kind of thing where you guys are like pulling Saruk and is like stuck at the like small vent opening, and then at the last second sort of like
Au contraire, Saruk has to go first because Saruk A is the tallest person on the team, so can one box up grab, and B is planning on being the first out to
fair enough.
Start messing with things.
It's the opposite. You're stuck and then they're pushing you. They're pushing your butt in.
Stop hitting me with these brooms.
So yeah, you guys are able to easily get up into the vent at the last second, and then you see kind of like down below as the crew starts taking more luggage and hauling, like tearing them off. You spent maybe like the better part of just a little more than an hour here so far. It's still, I know Hal was talking about nighttime. It's still quite a ways. It's still like mid-morning, like early afternoon. But you guys wanted to go to the
Kettle boba.
The boba tea?
Kettle bobas.
No, first I want to go to the clockwork room.
Okay, which is on the way. Yeah, so I'll just like cover you guys here so you can at least see with your eyes.
Terrifying.
As you crawl back, you look down. 12 these weird sort of clockworks. Show you the art of these guys. They're like armed with like little like swords. Slightly different design than maybe you're used to seeing. They're not the same that like shield marshals use, but maybe like a newer model or something like that. But they're just like kind of cramped in this closet, like in the room, and they essentially look like they're just stuck in storage right now. So you can see that from the vent down, Saruk.
Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are 12 of them. I have a winder's ring left if it's any clockwork, and I can fully wind or unwind them in half the time. So that's 30 seconds ahead. I think I could be wrong. For each one that I have to do, there's a DC 16 flat check is the sticking point. So I'm gonna start with the one at the door, and then like start radiating out.
Would it be faster if I like assist you with disable a device?
Honestly, if you think you can stick the thievery.
No, I have expert disassembler, so I can use my crafting instead.
Oh, hell yeah. Do you think you can stick the crafting? Of course you can. It's your whole thing.
I hope so.
Yeah, so do we want to have just Anita go in order in the interest of not rolling 12 crafting checks? How about you just give me a nice simple crafting check and then we'll see how it goes.
So if that's the case, if we're saying one ability can solve the whole thing, as like I have something that says press button do. Does that then work in the same way, or?
We're just kind of compressing 12 rolls into like a singular roll and more of a less turn by turn basis.
Valid. So then I guess between Anita and I, okay, so if I understand this correctly, they're currently on standby. We have the ability to make them go to just straight up off, have to be wound before they can do anything again. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting idea. I like to imagine like they are wound but not activated. So I think they're in that sort of mode where you bring the clockwork key, turn it and activate them and give them their command. They kind of come to life and you give them their simple command and they go do that command.
Okay.
Oh, so we can have our own.
You could do the disable part, which would take them to unwind them. So the next time somebody came down, they'd have to spend all the time winding them. Or if you're just looking to activate one, that's where your winder's ring could come in.
What I was going to do was either A, shut all of them off so it takes a long time to get them back up. But if you're saying I can give them commands, is there a world where we suddenly have a bunch of friends with steam jetpacks?
I mean, it's possible. They are clockworks, like mindless clockworks that are given like pretty simple orders. So you'd have to give them, a fairly simple, straightforward command. But presumably you could do some crazy shenanigans with these guys. Absolutely.
Interesting.
Well.
So it is a DC 16 flat check every time you use the winder's ring. So if it doesn't pass, then you can't necessarily, what I mean? Like, well, it'd be a random chance how many you're actually able to activate with that.
Okay, so it sounds like you do want me to roll it 12 times.
If we're not talking about disabling, if we're talking about doing the winder's ring thing, then yes, that would be per.
Okay, valid. So then this has become a strange meet you in the middle. Can I disable and then start trying to activate again? Is that reasonable?
So you can disable and then in order to activate him, you'd have to spend the
Take the
time
far
winding
check.
him,
Yeah.
which is possible. It's only 1 minute to wind these up for a full day, so
And then the winder's ring cuts that in half. So
30 seconds for you to wind one up. Yeah.
all right. I'm gonna roll and fail. Am I gonna use my hero point on this? You know what? Yes.
You can.
Bullshit. I want to have a clockwork friend.
You still get one clockwork friend, so it's enough for one, right? On a failure, it just exhausts itself, so you can't use it for more than one this day. So you are able to wind one up, and it sort of comes to life, and then asks for its command.
Out of character, I love how every book of this AP has been go find a robot, Saruk, make it your best friend. I think its commands are a player who hasn't played Saruk in a long time and who now has to come up with this. Don't take orders from anybody other than me. In short version, just like it comes up, look up. It is your prime directive to follow orders from me and me alone. Stand by, and then.
Okay. So it acknowledges that, and it's like kind of like red light, sort of like flashes green as it's programmed for its command. It just stands there, kind of like in silence, patiently waiting for its orders.
And does it go back to standby when I say standby?
Yeah, sure. It goes back to standby.
Okay.
It's 3 actions to just put it in standby, but that's no problem in exploration mode.
Do you still want me to disable the rest of your non-friends?
Yeah. Shame we couldn't get more of them, but I'll take one.
All right.
All right, you can go ahead and make that check.
For the 11. 29.
Yep, that's fine. That's enough for you to kind of go through and methodically like disable and unwind like all of these. So the other 11 are like completely wound down, so that somebody would have to come through and spend a minute winding each one up, other than Saruk's, which is kind of left in standby mode.
Perfect.
Miss Mendoza, that was pretty impressive.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Can you use that on a refuel?
No, he has no gears.
Plenty of guns,
All
though.
right. Fair enough. Sometimes I wished you'd wind them down. Wind them friend.
Here too, as you were getting closer to this room with the vent, the smell started getting stronger. And as you drop out of the vents into here, at least you get a little bit of relief from the disgusting smell.
Yeah.
So what are these animals for? Like, you mentioned that, like, people get offered for them to eat it. Did I hear that correctly?
It's not an animal. It's think more like that dragon we encountered in the Mana Wastes. Like that. A creature of sapience and intelligence and generally cantankerous malice. I don't understand why it's here. That's so... Unless they're planning to sick it on people. Generally speaking, you find them in like swamps, bogs in the middle of nowhere where they've eked out a very wide territory and just kill and eat things.
Do you think that it could be like Gimfrak's pet or something, since it's also from Madakali?
Do I?
It is a little suspicious that this creature, which is known to make part of its habitat in your neck of the woods, is here at the same time somebody else from your neck of the woods is here. I would say you have no evidence or reason to think necessarily, but there must be a link there. It's too coincidental otherwise.
Yeah, maybe. One problem at a time. I'm sure we're not going to be able to reason with it.
I mean, if Gimthrax horse is here, there's no reason to believe like Gimthrax not here. Bet he has a key on him if he's here.
Yeah, probably.
You gonna be all right?
Yeah, I'll be fine.
All
Don't
right.
worry about me. The closure will be nice.
So is the goal to go back up into the vent and then sort of descend into that room?
Yeah, I think you're gonna get so fucking annoyed at me asking this question, Steve, but damn it, I'm going to. Does this door open in or out?
This door, I think this door probably also opens out, yeah.
Okay, I don't know what the handle situation is like, but I'm wondering if I could get the clockwork by the door in standby in a position such that it's holding the door, like if there's a handle that one would pull on to open
there's
the door.
definitely, it's like, I imagine it's like a nice brass like lever doorknob, and you could just tell him to hold it closed. Yeah.
Just get one of his hands on the door and then put him on standby so he's like death grip on it.
Yeah, basically just like hold this door closed. You could do that. I'm not annoyed. That's a cool question. Yeah, absolutely.
Tight, because I'm going to keep asking them every room, and that's why this is going to take 17 sessions.
Are you actually opening the door, or are you just having him hold?
No, he's just, the idea being if someone were to be like, oh no, it's the Outlaws, go get our reinforcements, and then they're pulling on a door they can't open.
Yep, absolutely.
All right, let's go pet a second peril pup.
What's our vent marching order here?
That's a good question. Is it dark inside the vents?
When you're inside the vents, it's pretty dark. Yeah.
Oh, I can see inside still.
I'll take point on this one.
I'll be in the middle.
No, and then points to the other vent. 2 of us on that side, 2 of us on this side. We can get around it.
Still be in the middle.
There's a front and a back. Damn it. And clambers into vent. Refi, you're behind me. Hal, you go first. I guess Wybert is behind Anita, so that way she is in the middle. Rolls eyes, smiles, clambers up.
So as we're crawling through the vents, right? You know, it's a tight squeeze. I'm not going to make you guys roll to see like how it goes, but you are able to kind of go through the vents. The closer you get to the front of the boat, the more sort of you're kind of holding back that like gagging smell, and like looking up. There's actually some part of the vents where you see here where it kind of goes up, and if you wanted to, you could possibly shimmy up the vents even higher into the ship from here. But you're kind of like really like holding down, trying not to like become sick at the smell, which is filtered through this ventilation system. But I would ask, are you guys doing this? Would you say that you guys are all exploring like in a stealth, avoiding notice, or what would your exploration activities be at this point?
I mean, I can.
Probably
Yeah.
avoid notice since I can disappear in the dim light. So yes.
Do the vents give us cover?
Mine would be avoiding notice as well, just because like I'm trying to, because this entire thing is foreign to me.
I'm gonna move you guys out here just so you can get a sense of what's going on with the layout.
Feels like a bat.
You guys remember that time we were riffing on the best Christmas movie of all time, Die Hard? Yeah, me too.
So as you guys are sort of in the vents, you look down at this room. This cargo hold is filled with an ungodly stench. It seems like this room is like designed for cargo storage, but like the cargo here has been smashed and scattered. The room looks destroyed. And then on the sort of like far side of the room, as you kind of look, you can see that there's a large metal box that looks like it should be a cage of some sort for this creature. It's completely like busted open, the bar sort of bent backwards. And in the back of the cage is very clearly an amalgamation of clockwork gears and fuse-laden explosives. Looks like maybe you found your first Pyronite bomb in the cage of this creature.
Nice.
Yep.
Let's hope none of our bullets go astray in the ensuing combat. Blow us all to hell.
So let's say as we are like sort of, you know, descending, why don't you guys all give me your avoid notice stealth checks? We'll see if you can actually descend into the room completely unnoticed.
I doubt it, but sure.
The creature looks semi-distracted, right? It's kind of like nosing around the boxes on this side of the room. Doesn't look like it's like actively looking for you.
I'm trying to think if I could. Is there a world where I can get to line of sight? Well, no, never mind. Just kidding. I was going to summon Keyjock into the room and see if that was distracting, but they'd have to be in an adjacent square. So it's like I summon Keyjock on the ceiling and then oops, catfall.
Right.
Stealth it is. I don't know if we still have cover or.
We'll say you guys get at least the +2 cover from the boxes in the room and the vents, especially Refi and Saruk. Where you guys are, there's more cover. For Anita and Hal, they're kind of descending right into a more open space. So I would say Refi and Saruk get a +2 cover bonus.
And this is my lead. So if you think there's a +2 on this, then there is. Otherwise, where was that when I was making robot friends?
When you attempt a stealth check to avoid notice to follow a specific target, Okay. You're not quite following, but it's pretty close and it works. I think you're trying to... Okay, awesome. So I think this is the way I'll run it, right? I will use these rolls that you guys have done as our sort of initiative roll. Using Hal's thing, I will give a penalty to its perception initiative roll. So, are you...
Master.
Your master, so it adds a -3. Awesome. So let me roll that. -3. I call it Hal stuff.
A -3 Halbrant penalty.
So it ends up with a 30, and then I will mark all of your initiatives accordingly. And we will run this fight when we return from our break, because it's break time.
Ooh.
But yeah,
I'm
look
already
at that.
planning.
So much. This is.
You found the first bomb like right away. Congratulations. While we're at break here at Recall Knowledge, take some time to support us. Head on over to twitch.tv/Recall Knowledge. Give us a follow. Give us your Amazon Prime sub, your regular sub.
Yes.
We accept it all.
Yes.
No cost to you if you use Amazon Prime. Go on over to youtube.com/Recall Knowledge. Subscribe. Catch up on all the past episodes. All the cool stuff. This is episode 1. There's 2 full books worth of content out there, like 30 plus episodes of Outlaws of Alkenstar goodness for you. So go watch all that out. And yeah, check us out on patreon.com/Recall Knowledge and hit the links below. Join our Discord and chat with us. That's probably the best place to chat with us on a regular basis. Discord seems to be the way to go.
You can bother Steve about making those GM prep things.
We're going to be back in about 10 minutes with some more Outlaw. Yeah, bother me. All your questions. Love to talk about this game. And we'll be back in about 10 minutes. Don't go anywhere. We're going to fight a cattle bopus?
Kettle boba.
Boba tea?
A kettle
boba.
We're gonna fight Nina's inability to pronounce words.
A milk tea creature. We'll be back.
Don't make it
kettle
sound
boba.
appetizing. It's not. No.
1 hero point to whoever rides the danger cow.
That was book.
Say
Two?
less.
That was book 1, actually, I think, wasn't
Oh,
it?
right. I forget.
Was it?
It was way. Yeah, because book 2 was the Mana Waste. Had to have been book 1.
We're here. We're fighting. We've already rolled initiative. Let's get it going. So first up, Saruk, who has 1. Yeah, I saw you have an item that you win like initiative ties now against enemies.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I grabbed.
Are you my enemy?
Now I am.
But I don't know if that's why you automatically put in front of Hal or not, or just random chance. But you guys
Holy
both rolled
shit.
32. You both beat the creature.
Yeah, so I grabbed Pilgrim's Token for one of my skill feats, which does this. Namely, you win ties. Okay, so.
I will point out the -3 Hal stuff is what gave you guys the jump on it. So very cool.
Yeah. So when the combat breaks out, am I still in the vent?
No, I think you guys have gotten out of the vent. You guys are on the ground. The creature at this point, especially with Saruk and Hal, since you guys are going before the creature, at this point the creature's unaware of your presence because you beat it in initiative.
I see. So it's flat-footed.
I will say, as you start your turn, Saruk, that nauseous, disgusting stench does wash over you, and I need you to start your turn with a fortitude save.
So this is why I was hoping I was in the vents.
Even in the vents, I think you would be subjected to this.
Fair.
So that is a failure, which is going to give you the sickened 1 condition.
That sounds horrible, but understood. Hug it up. So this is the target of a lead that I am pursuing, so I can do this for free. My god, haven't said this one in a long time. Untap. Upkeep. Devise.
Stratagem.
A stratagem.
Oh, we got the new macro, right? Is it going to do it?
Oh, right. I have to hit the. Walk that back.
Because
I gotta do the thing. Where? Button. Shit. I don't know how sheet work.
Upkeep, untap.
Somebody drum roll. Vamp. I'm trying to find.
The posting.
Think. This'll do. I forgot about that. Okay, so.
That's a new automated animations thing. That's pretty cool.
Show me
Hey.
the number.
It's going to be a natural 20.
Woohoo! Crits in the chat.
Okay.
Pictureless.
So it's like as through, like I guess The only way to really fucking do this is like move over the vent such that like I move over it, and then here are my feet, and then push down so I land like 3-point landing into the hold. It smells like horrible. Oh, I hate everything. For one action, I'm going to interact to draw my backpack ballista. For my second action, I'm going to apply that backpack ballista directly to the Catablelpus's face. I assume that is a critical.
That is a critical hit. Yes, please roll critical damage.
So then one
Heck
more thing
yes.
for all of the chat who didn't know that we had this, and again, now I'm not saying, God damn it, Treasure Vault, you broke my build. I'm saying, hey, thanks, Treasure Vault, you broke my build. I forgot to say this when we were messing around, but at some point before we left, Saruk would have downed one of his many investigator coffees. So I'm rolling D8s instead of D6s. Checks.
That's what caffeine does to you. It makes you stronger.
It's true. Look at all them D12s and D8s.
Holy shit.
What are
Murphy's
you
dropping down half a second later saying, should we be quiet as we do this?
playing?
So, caught unawares completely, this creature takes 40 points of damage, and then you have the critical hit specialization, so it has to
I
make.
guess-
Oh, there's actually no. It's just
On its
automatically
turn.
stuck. So
Yeah.
the ballista goes like through its back haunches and like
Nice.
pins it right to the ground. So this creature is currently immobilized. It
I was
can't
gonna-
move from its location.
Just gotta say, I imagine it's like it gets into him and then out like into like this, because I don't know how I'm shooting through solid steel. But all right, cool. I shoot through solid steel, and then third action. So that was
It's not like a solid steel door. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Plus, who knows which way it's facing? I think it's right now. I kind of set up its back is to you, so the back leg's kind of closer to you.
gotcha. That was playing count the action economy, interact, strike, and then I guess from your third action, the champion's gonna remember he needs to be right up fucking on it. And he's also even gonna remember this. I stride 25 feet toward it and pass, which will go right here.
All right, right into its reach.
And you know what's already flat? Well,
It's immobilized. Yeah.
yeah. Will it be? I guess for the purposes, because it's flat-footed right now, it might not be after it goes when Richard, the other brain cell that helps this powerful, well-oiled machine that is my brain, continue going. I'm gonna use read shared stratagem, selecting Ruffy.
Okay, Ruffy, you will have. It'll be flat-footed to you regardless of its immobilized state. All right. Al, you still are acting before the creature, so the creature's still unaware of you from your position. What would you like to do?
I will use my Scout's Pounce to leap from the shadows, and I will stride up to my speed and then strike it twice. And if I'm unaware, or it is unaware of me, then it's flat-footed. So it's like super flat-footed.
Double
Flattest
flat-footed,
footed.
yes. The flattest of foots.
And I will strike one time.
Oh, actually, before that, when you start your turn, can you make a fortitude save for me?
Yes.
Fortitude save. Ooh,
I'm
that's
going
a
to re-roll that.
okay.
Yes.
Let's critical roll that. Let's re-roll that.
Critical
Another
roll.
natural one. Okay, into a 7. 7's a failure, so you do get the sickened 1 condition, but otherwise you are good to go.
All right. And I will, well, let me close this to make sure it works right. Attack. Strike once.
Grab the bull by the horns. Mm.
Oh my god, a 2 on the dice. The first strike will be a miss. I blame the sickening nausea in your stomach.
Yep. Second strike.
Yikes.
Sage those dice.
That's
You know-
2 natural ones you've already rolled so far.
You know what it is? You got a super keen nose, so you're
That's
extra
true.
sensitive to this.
Mhm.
Yep.
You're extra
And
sensitive.
then
yeah.
I think I will dueling parry.
The cat
Okay.
boba is done.
Because I'm like, oh my god, that's terrible.
Very good. Okay, so this creature is now become keenly aware of what's going on. I think it's going to use its first action to try to like break free of the immobilized condition. So that is a athletics check it must attempt.
You know what? I'm so
Ooh.
glad it did.
Well, that's a 45, so it's a critical success, and it's able to remove it. So now it's no longer immobilized. So I will remove the immobilized effect. And then it kind of like spins around and like looks right at Saruk here, sort of like breathes in deep, and it's going to use its stench breath weapon, doing a cone basically here on this half of the boat, which is going to hit Saruk and Refi. So can you guys both make fortitude saves? Basic fortitude save. 23 for Refi, or sorry, for Saruk. 34 for Refi. Okay. So Refi got a success. Saruk got a fail. So you're going to take half damage. Half damage for a Refi. That is 43 points of poison damage. Half for Refi. And Saruk stays sickened 1. You're already sickened 1, so you stay sickened 1 anyways. And then it looks like its stink sacks are depleted, and it can't currently use its breath weapon again, and that was all 3 actions. Bringing us to
Is there
Refi.
any manipulate action during that?
Ooh, that's a good question. Let's see. Is pulling the missile free? And you know what? I think pulling the missile free absolutely must be a manipulate action.
Would like to use
Doesn't say, but I'm gonna rule yes, it is absolutely.
my reaction to do an opportunity attack.
Of course, bring it on. 38 is a hit.
Ooh,
20
nice
damage.
dice.
All right, 20 points of damage. Not enough to critically interrupt its freeing, but you do get a nice hit on it. All right, Refi.
Before Ruffy shoots, if you wouldn't mind making it flat-footed.
Yeah, it'll be flat-footed for Refi. Thanks for reminding me. You need to make a fortitude save for against the stench at the start of your turn, Refi. 25 will be a failure, giving you the sickened condition as well.
It's mooing.
It is moving, yeah. Okay.
Muted.
Yep, realize that. I'm mooted. Reaction from my pistol, muttering to myself, well, I guess we're not doing this quietly. I'm going to... and then I'll shoot him in the face.
All right.
He is flat-footed.
Oh.
Be flat-footed. Thanks to the shared stratagem.
I'm gonna use a hero point.
27. All right. Want to use that birthday hero point.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if it pays off.
Ah.
A slight increase, but still a miss.
All right. For my second action, I'll strike first.
Man.
Missing because of the sickened condition.
Damn, that's unfortunate.
Now, shared stratagem, is it only for the next strike or is it for...
Yeah, it's the next attack. I don't know if Finish the Job would have seen the same.
Yeah, it's still a separate
modifiers.
strike, so...
Still a separate
Fair.
strike. So, okay, that was finish the job. For my third action, I'll use follow-up strike.
So
Okay.
many.
So if I miss with a melee attack, I can strike again using the same attack penalty.
Wow, so you got 3 attacks with the same attack penalty, as long as they all miss. All right, I like it. I respect it. I respect that build. Combos. Didn't know.
Founder doesn't respect it. Good lord.
25. Well, if the dice aren't going to be on your side, there's not much we can do. You did get another hero point from chat, by the way.
I tried. That's my turn. Three strikes. 3 strikeouts.
You have another hero point.
As the chat just shouts at you to use your hero point on any of these strikes.
All right. Action. She's going into overdrive.
Before you start with that, let's make the fortitude save against the stench.
Oh, stinky. 32.
Yeah, you actually hold it down. You are not sickened.
She's used to burning flesh.
Oh, God.
That's true. All right. She's going to overdrive. Here's my crafting. Why is it -4? Oh, because I was rolling.
Because you're doing it with Wybert.
My bad.
Yeah, do it with Anita.
I was like, what? Oh, I know. I'm smart. Okay, there we go.
And why do I have a -4? Oh, because I'm a robot.
34. So that's success for me and Wybert. Here you go, Wybert. And then for my second action, I'm going to tell Wybert to lock on to the kettle boba. And for my third action, I'm going to command Wybert. Oh, actually, no. For my third action, I'm just going to move my full movement to here as I set up for what I want to do next, which gives Wybert one more action, and he'll just step in front of the kettle boba. That's it for my turn.
Anita, as you settle in against the corner here, you realize that this wall that you're at, it does look like there's another giant cargo loading door behind you, similar to the one you guys saw in the other room.
Oh, there's another one here. A door, I mean.
You're like pressed right against it. Okay. Saruk, round 2.
Okie dokie, round 2. Let's see if the curse of poor RNG.
Let's do the stench again. Let me just double check. I don't think there's anything. You just start your turn, so you do it.
Fair enough. I didn't realize that would proc round by round. That's
Yeah, it says.
But
it
if you
doesn't say like you're
succeed
immune.
in it, you're immune.
If you
right?
succeed, you're immune for 1 minute. So Anita's the only one that's currently immune, I believe. Everyone else was sickened. So that'll be a critical failure.
Oh,
You have a hero point
no.
you'd like to use?
pregnant pause so someone can throw me from Twitch.
Does Twitch chat have a
People
hero
from
point for Saruk?
Twitch chat.
There we
Oh,
go. Hero
there
point for
we-
chat for Saruk.
Oh wow! Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna re-roll that using a hero point.
Hero point
Come
it
on.
is.
Better.
Yes.
All right. Yep. Nope. You got a success. So you are now immune to the sickened condition.
Nice.
You're immune to the effect. You don't have to affect the aura anymore. You still have the sickened one, but that's it at this point. You don't
It
have
just
to make
doesn't
any
get
more
worse.
saves.
I see. Okay. Cool. So then, free action, start of the turn. I'm gonna.
Remember, you can always spend an action to make a DC attempt to like get rid of the sickened condition as well. Like,
I
for,
am aware. At the start of the turn,
More so
I'm going to.
for the rest of the cast who might not. We haven't done a lot of sickness, I don't think.
No ammunition is assigned. Dumb. Okay, so going to devise a stratagem. Going to read all of the thing. Yeah, okay.
Oh, so close. Then.
34
That'd be a
is
34.
not bad. Okay, so for first action, I'm going to interact to draw the barricade buster. Not hearing reaction. For second action, it's. I think the best way to frame this is Saruk has now been in an environment where people have been shooting for a very, very long time and coming from a background where there's considerable less of that and more up close. It takes a little bit of time to learn, but learn he does. For action the second, I'm going to go into point blank shot. I cannot assign this unless I am a G. Oh, never mind, there it goes. I think I was dropping on the fucking catapult. And then third action, would a 34 hit?
34 does hit.
Excellent. So this should see all of the things. Presumably,
Wow,
yeah, that
so
looks
many.
right. Or 27 points of damage.
All right. 27 points of damage.
Shares chat and sugars. I'm gonna choose Refi again. Yeah, Hal could get the flank if he wanted to. It is flat-footed to Refi's next attack, and that's my turn.
Al, you're up.
All right, I would like to do improved knockdown. So I will make a strike on this creature. Oh, give me the fortitude save.
Yeah, let's do the fortitude save first. I have to check something on trip. Can you trip a large creature? I'm not entirely sure.
I have Titan Wrestler.
Yes.
Then it doesn't matter. You absolutely can.
Yes,
I
Titan
can do
Wrestler.
it up to twice my size.
Yes.
Perfect. Yeah, you absolutely can. Yeah, awesome. I didn't know you had that. Okay, so make the fortitude save to start.
Please.
That's a success, but with your fighter feature, that makes it a critical success. So you are unaffected by this.
And I will make a strike and take a hero point if anybody's got one. Let's go.
I gave it to the birthday boy.
I don't have any.
27 will be a miss.
Oh, look, a
Okay,
hero
Richard
point.
RPG. Wow.
I would like to
You
use
got hero points from chat. Please do.
I'm gonna miss the meta where we were just handing hero points back and forth to each other like they're
Yes.
candy.
27 is a hit. It alleviates. I don't have to worry about assigning too many hero points. So you can just get them from chat.
You mean the party?
4 points of damage, and
AKA the
it
party.
is now knocked down. I have tripped it successfully.
That is right.
And it takes
So-
2 points of damage as it falls down.
Nice.
Bonk.
Wow, that is so crazy. Okay, so you knocked this creature. I'm telling you, it's 2,200 pounds of crazy
Damn, that's
solid
so cool.
creature. And in this crazy moment, you knock it off balance and just boom, it tumbles down. It hits the side of the cage, which dents in. That's how heavy this thing is. And it almost feels like the whole boat sort of sinks for just a minute, but it is prone.
Oh,
I would like to tip this creature over.
You Titan wrestle it and flip it over on its back like a turtle with this leg sticking up. It's prone.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to make another attack.
So it'll be at map, a 3rd level map if you make an attack.
No, I think I'm gonna just do dueling parry on myself
Okay.
one more time, and that is my turn.
All right. Well, this thing is getting its butt kicked. It had this ability it really wanted to do, but it's a 3-action activity and it can't do it while it's knocked down. So that's fun. So first action, it tries to stand up.
Ooh.
Can I hit it?
Absolutely, you can. It is a movement action within your reach.
Motherfucker.
Oh.
You're low dice, man. So it stands up. I think you obviously connect with it, but it just kind of bounces off the hardened skin and isn't able to find a weak spot. And then I guess it will start by opening its jaws, and actually it's just going to take its big ol' antler and try to gore you, Hal, with its antler.
Hovers over reaction button.
18 on the dice is a total of 43 on the attack, which should be a critical hit by my calculations.
Ooh.
Your
So that's
calculations, nerd. Liberty set.
Yep. So 64 points of damage. You resist. What are you resisting these days? It's 2 plus your level, so
my
12
level,
damage.
so, yeah.
You take
And
12
then
less.
Falcon
Hal.
step if he wants to.
What is that number? 1252.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And you
let me
are
go
able to-
right here.
Okay. And then while it's doing that, it's uses its hoof and it kind of kicks backwards at Saruk with a map hoof attack.
That will.
8.
Remember that part where it was a shield-based character? Yeah, me too. That hits. Damn.
32 points of bludgeoning damage as the creature sort of kicks backwards at you.
Ow.
As it's goring you and it's looking at you, Hal, you've seen this sort of frenzied, panic look in a creature's eyes before. Not only is it trapped, it's also looks like it's starving. It's got this hunger. It looks like it probably hasn't eaten in a few days, and it's been presented with a
Okay.
delicious meal, and it's ready to feast. But that is its turn. Refi, it is. It is flat-footed for your first strike, thanks to Saruk's shared stratagem.
It is. First thing I'll do
Flanking.
is I'm entering wolf stance, so everything that I said before now applies. And
Sweet.
I'm gonna do reloading strike. Because I'm not loaded at the moment. So
You haven't made your stench save, right? You're still.
no, that's right. I gotta.
So let's do another stench save.
Ooh.
That's 35.
All right, that's a success. You're not making saves against the effect anymore.
All right, and now I'll do that reloading strike. Wolf Jaws. Gotcha. You can use a hero point.
All right,
That animation is new.
28 was a failure.
Birthday hero point.
Nice.
32 is a hit. So you're doing the wolf jaw strike as you reload.
For 19 points of damage.
19 points of damage. It tastes disgusting.
You taste it with your hands.
Oh, he bit. He's wolf jaw.
Yes, which is an unarmed check with hands.
Is it?
Yeah.
But it gave the jaw animation. But that's because it thinks it's a wolf jaw strike. Got it.
I wouldn't bite it. That's uncivilized. Who would do that?
Shut up.
That's what I'm in my head canon is Ruffy's biting things.
Your headcanon is false, as we saw in the intro.
Third action. I'm going to attempt to demoralize it with intimidating glare.
Yeah, intimidating Claire means you don't have to make an actual. I mean, it's not like a language-based one, so.
So let's see. Gotcha.
Hmm.
That's a 33.
33 is a success.
Nice.
This thing is now frightened.
That's my turn.
Anita.
Question: if I use lock on like once, do I still have to like repeat it?
Believe so.
It's in the chat.
It gives the bonus till the end of this turn, so yeah.
Ah, see. Okay, got it. My first action would be Anita will move to the bomb. Boom, movement. Can I get there, or is this like difficult terrain?
You know, it definitely would be like difficult terrain. You'd be climbing up on top. This cage, like this creature is pretty big, and this cage is tall enough for him to like go into. So like to do that, you'd basically be climbing up and then doing it. So you can't just like walk straight up it. It'd be a little bit harder.
Can I grappling gun it to there like Spider-Man?
I mean, you have your new, you have your wrist-based grappling thing. I think it's an interact action to draw it and then another one to fire. Is that
But
correct?
I always have it. Hang on a second. I know we rehearsed this. Okay. We practiced it. Wrist grappler.
It's an action to fire, and then we said it was an action to like reel it to draw you towards it.
Yeah, like I have to make an attack roll.
For one action.
Yeah.
And then once you reel in, that's a second action. The cage does have a door. Yeah, it's open currently. Like
Or
busted
like
open.
this wooden wall right here.
Nina has no clip powers, apparently. Just let it go.
What?
Yeah, I mean you can definitely use your grappling hook with an attack roll to attempt to get up there. It's just going to cost you 2 actions.
Yeah.
That's fine. Let's do
That's
it.
fine.
Make the attack roll. If it comes loose, then basically you will like fall like halfway and like slam into the side of the box.
That would be unfortunate. 26.
I think 26 in this situation is enough, so you're able to zip your way up on top of the cage.
Wait, so that's 2 actions.
One action of fire, and then the second action like activates the reel, and Anita goes flying across the room.
I wonder if I should, because I would like to disable this device. Pretty much why I went here. So do I have to do a recall knowledge with the...
Yeah, disable a device is a 2-action ability that you can do in combat if you so choose. 2 actions to do it, so I don't think you have the action economy in this turn to do it. There would also definitely be a penalty for trying to disarm the device through the cage from the roof of the building. You'd have a much better shot if you were inside working on it.
Got
He
it.
went inside instead of trying to reach down a 10-foot cage.
I will let you do it from here. Just know it'll be at a pretty sizable.
So cool with my
kind of-
robot arms. One action to give Wybert 2, and then he's gonna try and attack this cow. Oh, there's no lock on today. That's a miss.
That is a miss, yeah.
And then for the second one,
Not the highest set of rolls from a lot of you guys tonight.
yeah, it's another miss.
Also a miss, yeah. I say as you get up on top of the cage, you're getting a closer look at the bomb for the first time. It looks like there is a very sizable amount of Pyronite compacted into this space, more than you've ever laid eyes on personally. And the device around it looks pretty like doable, right? You're looking at it, you're pretty sure that you could do it, just knowing it's complicated. I would say the one thing that you're keenly aware of is the amount of Pyronite in this blast. If it was to go off, it would be enough to destroy the entire ship and kill everyone on it.
Oh god. All right.
And if you disable it on a low enough roll, you might detonate it.
All right. Is there a check to figure out what DC I need?
I would allow a recall knowledge check for that when you have an action to spend to like analyze the bomb.
Got it. That's it for my turn.
All right, top of round 3, Saruk.
Well, you know what it is. Let me just untarget this before I press the button. Proceeds to read. Why will you not? Oh, because I was in the wrong tab. That makes sense. Okay, so free action. Brah.
Is there anyone that's not immune to the stench yet? I think everyone is at this point, right?
I'm willing to believe it. Okay, so I'm pretty sure a 24 is not going to do me anything. What do I do instead? I don't need to make it frightened. It's already frightened. I will read as fast as I possibly can. Here we go. I guess. There aren't any other targets. I guess the best thing I can do now is to step into the cage. Let me make sure everybody's in. I'm pretty sure. Is everybody in reaction range? They are. And then you said it was a 2-action try to disable the bomb?
Disable a device is a 2-action activity, yeah.
Okay, so then I suppose for when it's like obvious for some reason, so can't get a shot, just going to pivot in. Then I'm going to kill us all. I'm going
Yeah, I mean,
to
so
touch the bomb.
let's take a moment and appreciate the gravity of the situation, because this is a role that could end the campaign. You look over, there's this complex device, like wires, enough Pyronite to like level the entire boat, kill everyone on it.
Let me actually.
And Saruk's going to sort of, in this heroic moment, just like casually disable this device. So
Shoot the bomb instead. Let me just really quickly. I'm buzzing through all of those levels we just got, and I forget what the action economy now of switching my. Shit. Okay, it didn't change over. I was hoping I could switch my lead to that faster.
So it is a thievery check unless you have a skill. A crafting could be allowed at a higher DC. I think, Anita, you said you have something that allows you to do crafting checks for disabled device. So you could use crafting. It's a slightly higher DC, but we already said it's based on your bomb lore.
I think I want to wait until I'm not sickened.
Just to reiterate, because I know I said it kind of casually earlier, these bombs can be manually diffused. There are also keys for each bomb that automatically disable the bomb if you can find the key and insert it.
I think JK. I'm not gonna move there. Sir
Come on,
Lucas,
I wanted to see this roll. It was like the most important roll of the campaign.
There's a part of me that wants to just, you know what? Fuck it. And then we died. I feel like everyone would be mad at me if I did that. It
only explodes on a critical failure. You have hero points, I assume. It'll be
No, I don't. I burnt one on an attack, and I burnt one to get my combat friend.
crowdsource one. Kickstarter.
I'm not sure I can kickstart a single hero
Kickstarter,
point. Fuck it. Instead, I'm gonna battle medicine myself. It's we're shooting for a 20. Well, now, fuck. And then I guess I'm gonna prepare to aid the next attack. Let me just totally remember what I'm shooting for. Okay. So Saruk heals for, I think that's right. One of these days I'll click the macro instead. Not today. Nice. So then first action is that. I suppose second action I'll just prepare to aid the next attack. And that's all.
I would like to delay.
All right, delay your turn. Okay, that brings us to the kettle bopos and the boba cat. So it's still frightened until the end of its turn. I think it's feeling itself being swarmed around. You kind of like see the panic in its eyes. It's going to now this turn. It's going to use its ability it has, which is called Trample. So it begins like to thrash around wildly, and it's just going to stomp around the cabin of this room, like almost indiscriminately. So it can stride up to like double its speed, take 2 stride actions. It is a move action away from you, Hal. You would have a reaction if you'd like to take it.
I will like to take it.
Okay.
I should still have to do and parry up since I didn't switch places yet.
It would have gone away when your turn came around and you delayed.
Oh, is that what it is?
I think so, yeah. Once it's your turn, all the start of turn stuff happens, even if you delay.
Gotcha. Bro.
All right, that's going to be a miss. So this thing can stride basically 35 feet twice. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 20, 35. This is one stride as it stomps across this half of the room and then stomps back for its second stride here, which is enough. I'm going to stop short of the cage. Anita's safe on top of the cage because you're not in trample range. Everyone else is going to get trampled by this creature and needs to make a reflex save.
Come on, big giant armor. Eesh.
So it's a failure from all.
Damn! What's the reflex save?
No critical failures, luckily. So everyone's just going to take full damage from this.
I'll use my reaction for Hal.
Ooh, that was a really low roll. 2, 2, and 1. So it's only 16 points of bludgeoning damage.
Of which Hal takes 4.
4.
And can step if he wants to.
But that was all 3 of its actions. So that's all it has. How would you like to go now? Are you delaying?
Yes. I would like to go now. Yes.
All right.
I would like to...
No longer frightened, correct?
Yeah, the frightened would drop off automatically. Good call.
I would like to do improved knockdown.
Improved knockdown. Bring it. Good tactical delay to make sure it's prone for the longest time possible.
Bro.
Oh, bro, that's a miss.
No! I don't have...
Any hero points? Anyone got hero points for Hal?
I'm out of points.
I spent it all on last season.
This time it's super, like, dense. You're not able to quite flip it on its back this time.
All right. This is not doing so hot. It's my turn.
Dice are not on our side. Well, you guys are still doing fine, but a lot of misses.
I would like to use Drifter's Juke for 2 actions.
Okay.
So I will step, shoot it with my pistol.
That is a hit. 1 point of damage.
21 points of damage. Guess I should have done it the other way. Oh well. Then I will step and reloading strike.
Okay, and
31 is a miss.
Do I want to use it? Might as well use my last hero point, right?
Happy fucking birthday.
Come on. No.
I'm sorry you're middle-aged and can't hit anything now. Love you.
Critical
It's my
miss.
knees. My knees give out, right? Right when I'm trying to split.
There's a hose on the floor. Careful, Reffy.
Wait, what? My brain printed that that's what she said. Jesus Christ.
For my third action, because that was only 2 action, right?
Mm-hmm.
For my third action, I will do follow-up strike, so at the same map.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think there's. I think the other one actually wasn't. There's no map on that, right?
This is that map. Yep, that tracks. That's my turn.
Oh, you're like getting in there, but this creature's got thick, tough hide, and it is tough. Anita.
And he just blows us all up, end our misery.
Please. Oh my god.
All right, using my expertise, I'd like to use recall knowledge in crafting and figure out how difficult it is to disable this bomb.
All right, give me a secret recall knowledge check on crafting.
You know, you think it would be so easy, despite the thing the GM said out of character. Better try it now from on top of the fucking cage.
Could I do assurance on this one?
Do you have an ability? Let's use assurance on recall knowledge. On crafting, right?
Yeah.
Assurance crafting. Is recall knowledge the same as crafting? I guess technically it is.
So crafting is the skill, and if they have assurance in the thing, I'm pretty sure they could just I use assurance. Here's the number.
Yeah, for any, because it's boiling down to a crafting check specifically, right?
Yeah, you got it.
Yep, so I agree. So what's your crafting assurance number?
My crafting assurance number is 32.
I think it's less.
Oh, no, not 10 plus plus 22.
It's 10 plus your skill, but not your intelligence bonus. So your master is plus 16, your crafter's eyepiece is 1, so that's 17. So it's actually maybe a 27.
27? I don't feel like that's high enough. Is that high enough?
Only one way to find out.
Bruh. What does my gut say? My gut say it's not high enough.
Don't listen to your gut. Don't listen to your anxiety either. Just do it. Press the button. What's the worst that could happen?
Press the assurance button?
What's the worst that could happen? If you screw
We
up,
die?
we all die.
Well, it's just a recall knowledge check, right? Thanks for the resub, CJ. 24 months. Thank you, CJ. That is amazing. That's a good boost you need.
Yeah.
Roll the dice. Roll the dice.
Okay, I'll roll it
the
without
dice.
assurance, Lord.
All right, make a secret check.
It's secret.
Question marks.
Question marks.
Are the good question marks or the bad question marks?
Looking over this, you feel like the DC to disable this device is looking like, if you were to quantify it in a random number in this world that doesn't quite make sense, you would probably give that number somewhere in the 30 to 32 range.
Okay.
Remind me as I vomit
But
all over the place for that fourth wall break.
You would also know it takes 3 successful checks.
Fudge.
And
and trauma.
a critical failure would detonate the bomb
Yeah.
very shortly, within moments.
Yay.
Can't wait to TPK to somebody's poor decision. Do it, Nina. TPKS.
Why would I TPKS from here? From there, I am going to...
Spider climb into the cage.
No. I don't know if you're... Okay, never mind. I'm gonna use an action to go down and go inside this motherfucking cage.
All right, so you stride down, drop into the cage, and now you're kind of faced. You're standing in this cage with a bomb. The bomb is basically, the top of the bomb is over the top of your head, Anita. That's how tall this thing of that Pyronite
Cool
is.
beans.
It's huge.
Okay. I have one more action. I'm giving it to Wybert. He's moving here, and then he's attacking this badly injured cow.
He's missing.
Err.
Boo.
Boo.
Come on,
indeed.
Wybert.
Somebody roll higher than a goddamn
Ooh,
5.
that's a critical hit. Natural
Good
20.
job, Wybert.
Well,
Chris in chat for Weber.
Critical.
You know why? Because it's a creature.
50.
Good job,
Yeah.
Weber. Oh yeah, you got all that. So you got the offensive boost. You got the incredible construct damage. You got the increased strength. You've got
Yes, sir.
overdrive. There's a lot of
Fancy stuff.
A lot
Harry
of
Potter,
damage.
lightning.
get that Harry Potter flavor text out of here. It's Pride Month. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, that's right. Pride Month. Good job, Anita. Gosh.
Mm-hmm.
50 points of damage. That's a lot.
Whoa, that's it for my turn.
Awesome. All right. It's nice to see Wybert has grown into a big boy at the end of this campaign,
I know,
man.
he's a really big boy. I'm so proud of
critting
him.
for 50 damage.
I'm a
No,
proud
he's a
boy.
medium boy. When we made him a big boy, it was problematic.
He wouldn't be able to fit in the vents as a big boy. That's the problem.
Even
Just
though he's a
forcing him
medium
through the
boy, he punches hard. So I'm proud of my baby. Okay, who's next?
Cirque.
Oh, that's me. Might be. Here I am just playing with my phone. You guys know what it is. Docket. That's what I'm gonna say now instead of untap upkeep devise a stratagem. I will keep a 32. That was a free action. Doth that hit this stupid thing?
A 32 actually misses.
Okay. Good. Great. Okay, so this is probably the dumbest turn that I've ever had in my whole life, but it's interesting that the Barricade Buster has a magazine that spins, so there's no reload action until the clip is expended. This is an absolutely stupid idea. I'm gonna strike it 3 times with my gun and just try to blow a hole through its head. Actually, wait, just kidding. I forgot how much my attack bonus goes down if I'm not devising a stratagem. I will not do that.
By a lot, right? But you can hit a natural 20, just spray and pray, right? It works for Counter-Strike players.
You know what it does? Why is there someone in my head telling me to rush B? Suka! I don't speak Russian. This isn't Irison. Yeah.
Defuse the bomb, you coward.
Richard, don't tempt me. I'll do it. I step into the cage. No. I am a coward. You're right. You've actually called me out. I guess so. Second action, let's just be really frustrated and shout at it. Over the course of the levels, I have Intimidating Glare, or Intimidating Glare, excuse me, Intimidating Prowess, even. So, big number, try to demoralize. 37 over its will DC.
So what is Intimidating Prowess?
It's a circumstance bonus based on my strength score.
Got it. And you ignore the penalty for not sharing the language, so it's basically like a really... Okay, awesome.
I'm big and I'm scary.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely a success, so it is now frightened.
Nice.
Good.
And then for my third action, I missed my shield. This has been like the first combat in a hot second where I would have been actually raising my fucking shield. I'm just flipping through everything. I'm being that guy. Hang on. I have this Pyronite. That would be a bad idea in the room with the Pyronite, I feel like.
Yeah, listen, there are no bad ideas, only fun ones.
Steven! I think I'm just going to prepare to aid the... Looks at its... So I'm going to prepare to aid Hal's next attack, and then... Or the next attack that happens, I suppose, and then pass turn.
It will spend its 3 actions trampling his basically large body through. Well, I kind of didn't do it quite right there. I forget, the pathing's weird when you're big. I don't want him to hit Age. Anyways, he goes, no. Anyways, he cramples through you guys on his way to this side of the ship, away from you, not hitting Hal, not hitting Anita, and then you guys will need to make a reflex saves.
Is there an opportunity attack?
Oh yes, absolutely, it would trigger an opportunity attack, which you could, if you want, use your reaction
will do. I'm just gonna keep yelling if that's okay.
Yep.
Looking for a 20. Critical success.
31 is going to be a success on the aid, giving you a +1 circumstance bonus. I think it's still, you don't have anything that boosts that more.
31 is a critical success. I'm pretty sure I'm just shooting for a 20.
Oh, that is true. It's not even just a DC flat 20. Yeah, it's a critical success. So I haven't seen a critical success on aid. We're actually high enough level, it matters.
Yeah, I didn't realize. I'm master in intimidation now, so that's a +3 circumstance bonus. Can that fix our fucking RNG? I don't know.
So yeah, this is a +3. That's awesome. +3 circumstance bonus. Natural 1. Oh my god. Oh boy.
We're so shit at Pathfinder. I hate this.
Saruk, Wybert, Ruffy, give me your reflex saves. Failure for Saruk. Critical success for Refi, who tumbles out of the way and takes no damage.
28 for Wybert.
24, was it up higher? Oh yeah, you rolled it earlier. Okay.
It's a fail.
Full damage for Wybert and for Saruk, and no damage for Refi.
That didn't tickle.
My baby.
Kind of like trembles over this way, and you watch as it tries to like ram itself into this door, and like it rams into the door at full speed, but it doesn't like budge.
All right. Al is going to do. I'm gonna do. I think Scout's charge. Oh yeah, plenty of speed.
Fast little boy.
So I'm gonna do a.
That move.
Don't worry about it. He wants to sprint around the room like a locked up dog. Let him.
Scout's charge. I will run up to the creature. I promise I will run up to the creature. And I will make a feint using stealth.
Okay. Make that stealth check. It's no longer frightened.
Sure it is. Please, we need all the help we can get.
It is frightened. It tried to run away from you guys and bust out of this room. 34 is a success on the feint.
All right. It is flat-footed against my strike.
Something higher than a 2. That's all I ask. Please.
I
Chrysler,
believe in you.
Toyota, whatever car.
Woo!
39. It's not a critical hit, but it is a hit.
For 18.
All right, so here's the thing. Your Kopesh goes in and deals what would generally be a killing wound as you run it through, and it uses a reaction called Ferocity to stay at 1 hit point. And it's still alive. It does go to wounded 1 though.
Come on, Ruffy.
I will. Is that 2? Nope. I still have 1 action.
Oh, come on, Halbrint, kill it.
Because Scout's charge is 2 action. That lets me stride, feint, and strike.
Yeah.
And I will attempt to snagging strike it. Whoa.
Oh yes, snagging strike the giant beast.
Grab the bull by the horns.
Do it.
I need to make a map attack.
Oh boy, natural 20. Better than never.
Let's go.
Oh my god, max
somebody
damage.
Screenshot that. My god.
Max damage, 888. It had 1 hit point, and that's when you roll your max damage critical hit. If you had just done that earlier, this could have been way different.
Yep.
It doesn't have another reaction to use its ferocity. It drops dead. And we drop out of initiative. Congratulations on surviving. So I will say, as this thing drops dead, it slumps. All the crates, even the parts that hadn't been smashed, this whole room is just completely smashed. Like, everything has been trampled by this creature. The stench here is still like horrible. Even as it dies, it doesn't automatically smell better. In fact, it might start smelling a little worse kind of soon. But you survived, leaving a giant cage with a armed Pyronite bomb in it. What would you guys like to do next?
Ruffy immediately runs up to the bomb and attempts to disarm it.
I'm just gonna stare a hole through the back of Ruffy's head until he realizes that's a bad fucking idea.
Just grab at random wires and pull.
Hang on, Ruffy. This is it's pretty difficult if you got to quantify it. It's like 30 to 32.
Rolls eyes.
But we have 3 tries, unless we get the key.
It's crafting, right? Don't worry, I have.
No, not crafting,
plus-
like thievery
plus-
for you, because you're like a thief. It's just I could do it with my craft. Because I'm
I use
knowledgeable.
crafting with +0.
I cannot stand it. Lord. I'm gonna throw up a bunch until the sickening condition goes away.
Yeah, I think.
Can I try once?
I think it's fine.
Just to see.
Yeah, just you can make fortitude saves to try to barf it. We'll see how long it takes you guys to unsick yourself.
No, not to unsick myself. I never got sick, but to like try one crafting check to disable this device.
The first try is not successful for Saruk. The second try is not successful for Saruk.
Just gonna keep dry heaving in the corner until Nina fucking TVKs us.
Not successful. Natural 20. You're 60. You're fine now.
Finally. All right, Nina, kill us dead.
All right, Anita, you begin working on.
I just
the
said
bomb.
one. You guys can look for the key.
Which is almost certainly not here.
Yeah, once you get over like a 32, you're clear of the sickness. So Anita, while they're over there like throwing up in the corner, you like take a look and you can see like the schematics in your head. All the years of your study at Blithir, clockwork devices, the gears, the Pyronite, everything just kind of makes this schematic floating in your head, and you can just kind of intuitively understand how this thing works, and you begin like cutting the wires, doing things at the right places. A 36 crafting check is a success. You have one success towards disabling this device. You're working on it. So far, you have not blown up everyone in the ship.
Has anyone found the key yet? We have one wire cut.
The probability of the key being in this room is absolute. And Sir just turns back, moves into the cage. If you really think you can do this, I'll help you.
I really think that I could. It's actually a little bit upsetting that you don't think I could.
Do you want to look for the key? And how do you want to try searching the room for the key in the meantime?
I want to get really close to the bomb.
Okay.
We can all die together.
I asked for a cigarette from Hal.
Next to the bomb.
I mean, if we're gonna die, might as well enjoy one more.
Fellas, it's very upsetting that you don't think I could disable this bomb.
Yeah, I
I've
am
made
the
this
key.
bomb.
What?
I have absolute faith in Yanni.
So hey, really quickly, what if we took a minute before the next check? Can we do that? I'm pursuing a lead, and the lead is this fucking bomb.
Yeah, I mean, there's really no time pressure at the moment. There's a dead, stinky creature rotting in the corner. It doesn't like the checks have to be done consecutively within like seconds of each other. Like, if Anita's willing to wait, that's the question, because Anita sounds pretty sure that she can do this.
No, I'm willing to wait, but it's just...
Tight. So then you wait, and then clue in happens.
So that's, is it still the same +1? Just not leveled up or anything?
You should be able to drop it onto Nina, and it should calc it. I think it's a +2 now.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You're still alive. I can hear it.
The roll on it still says just a flat. Oh yeah. It's like it's haunting your dreams. I'll turn off the.
It was moving so much it got stuck in our heads.
I don't see the +2. Like the thing just says a +1. I don't know. There might be a way for it to go higher, but the feet thing just says 1, and the rule element just says 1.
I am.
That wasn't me. That was Tommy.
sure.
That wasn't the game.
That wasn't me. Shut the fuck up. That was Tommy. I don't have I went out and bought a soundboard.
That was a really pained cow sound. That was a really pained moo.
I said it was Foundry, not Tommy.
Oh, even better. Good. Okay, so I think I'm like so sure Clue-In is scaled up at this point. I'm control F'ing with my entire. No, I guess it hasn't. Wild, fair enough. Just kidding. +1 it is.
Still a +1 to your check, Anita.
Or wait, just kidding. I lied. It is a circumstance bonus to the check equal to what pursue a lead gives me, which is a +2, and that's why I couldn't find the scaling. So +2 circumstance bonus it should be. Final answer.
Got it. So we just need to update. It's a +2 right now.
Yeah.
Do you have any hero points, Annie?
I've never used my hero point.
Just add a +2 circumstance bonus to a +1. I need to make a new effect that has the 2 because it's just hard coded for a 1 for some reason.
Weird. Annie, are you okay?
I'm fine.
I don't have a lot of those left in my system. Go on.
Ready when you are. You get a +2 circumstance bonus.
Yep. The crew sort of takes a collective breath as you take a +2 circumstance bonus.
Wait, so Clue-In it was already added in, so I'll just add another +1?
But it should be, yeah, change it to +2 instead of +1.
Oh.
Because the two +1s won't stack. Take the highest of them.
I don't know why it's giving you a 1, but like here.
It's just hard coded for a 1 in the system for some reason.
Mhm.
Here we go. 34.
Nita works her magic a little longer, cutting a few more wires, diffusing a few more things. You like get a little sweat on your brow as you wipe it off. That's another success towards disabling it.
Out of character if we wait 10 more minutes before the next one. I can clue in again and then throw the +2 circumstance another time.
While we're waiting for that, I'm gonna do treat wounds on Saruk. So that would be 25. So that's 2d8 plus 10, 16. I can do that on multiple people, so I'll do it on how to. Oh, Albrent, you get a heal. You get a heal. Oh, higher.
I have a minor elixir of life in my inventory. I guess now's a good time to use all the consumables.
34 for you, Hal.
Might be ending in 30 seconds. You might as well drink the potion you've been holding on to since the first level. All right. If you'd want to take the second clue in. Well, the second clue in, but the third action, right? This should be the difference between disabling the bomb.
This is where we die.
Or delaying it for a little bit more. Right? Or
Or,
Or going kabloomy. There we go.
Well, you said you had a hero point.
Mm-hmm. I shall use my hero point.
It is a failure, I will tell you that.
Yeah, I'll use my hero point.
I will tell you it's a failure, but it's not a critical failure. The critical failure is what you really want to avoid.
Like the 22, right?
Well, depending on what the DC is, you don't actually know.
Or 20.
That's 20 to 22 if you had to quantify it on a strange number scale that makes negative sense to the characters.
So if you'd like to use a hero point, you can, but it's not blowing up on this failure. It's just you're not making progress.
Yeah, it feels like wait till the fumble happens. Yeah.
I think around this time, right as Anita does it, like she pulls something that's wrong, and you just see a look of panic on her face, and then there's this like noise that fills the entire chamber that causes like a little rush of adrenaline, but it's like a speaker system in the ship, and it's like all guests are invited to the guest deck in 30 minutes for the unveiling of the elephant.
Well, that's convenient, isn't it?
But it didn't blow up or anything. You're good. You can try again if you'd like.
Wait for the 10 minutes again?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to say 10 minutes passes, but I'm not going to sit here and make you actually wait 10 minutes.
We all just say, while you're waiting 10 minutes for Clue in to proc again, check us out on Patreon.
31.
Yeah, basically, you guys have success. Like, you've been spending about 30-40 minutes disarming this bomb at this point, right? Making, like, progress. So, yeah, this actually is a critical success, Anita. This is 2 successes, taking you over the required 3. And you disable the device, looking so happy. You turn around, and Anita has like a relieved look on her face, guys. She's done it. Saruk, you're confused though, because if she's done it, why is the bomb still ticking? You look over her shoulder. Tick, tick. It's not disarmed yet.
Can I tell why?
Give me a recall knowledge bomb check.
That bomb lore.
Alrighty.
Bomb lore. I mean, you're coming into a bomb. It's good to prepare bomb lore. You studied.
Honestly. Hurt locker lore.
It's hard to pinpoint exactly why it didn't work, but if you had a best guess, it's that she's underestimated how many successes it takes to actually disarm this thing.
I see. So it's just gonna point where the ticking sound is coming from and not say anything.
In game terms, you've gotten 4 successes so far, which is not enough to disable this completely. There's still one more hidden like set of like failsafe that you didn't see the first time around, Anita.
Let's go, Anita. It's Mendoza.
Once more with feeling.
Okay, we'll make this an hour.
Yep, an hour, and the elephant's about to unveil soon, so.
Oh, we're gonna miss the elephant. Oops. Oh no.
Here we go.
That's not an elephant, as I point to the rotting, thinking creature.
36.
36 is enough, and Anita, in that moment, you remove the final redundant failsafe,
Oh, crazy.
and you have rendered this bomb inert. It is no longer a threat. It can no longer be remote activated. It is no longer activated. 1 bomb down. 2 to go.
Whoa. Could I study this bomb a little bit more for like just the next 10 minutes to, in case we still don't find the key, the next time we try and disable this bomb, like I don't have to do it like 5 times.
We're gonna miss the elephant though.
The elephant, we defeated the real elephant, I feel.
You have learned a lot in how to disable this thing. Mechanically, there's not a way to reduce the DC. I guess if you want to rationalize the fiction, next time you roll a critical success, it's going to help. That's 2 successes towards doing it. Any circumstance bonus theoretically you would be able to gain would probably be offset by the clue in from Saruk anyways. If you are able to dedicate more time to seriously studying this, like not just the hour you spent disarming, but like camp out on the boat for a night and like put time into it, we could do possibly disabling it and learning more, which could then give you more circumstance bonuses later that could probably not force you to wait 10 minutes for Saruk's.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think you've quite gleaned enough
Right.
just from what you've done so far. I will say you now, technically, this bomb is 70 bulk. Now, a lot of it is like heavy straps and metal things holding it in place, but there is a ton of Pyronite on here, enough that you guys could just easily fill your pockets with presumably as much Pyronite as you want.
Like put it all in Wybert's trunk.
Oh, now we're gonna have another Pyronite bomb. Just don't let Wybert catch on fire, but yes, theoretically.
Don't we have a bag of holding?
We do. We could put it all in there.
Yeah, you've managed to disable at this point. The Pyronite's still explodable, right? What you've disabled at this point is the remote detonation that Loveless has control over. So it's still, don't let it catch fire.
All right, we can grab the bag of holding.
Okay, so your bag of holding can hold up to like
25.
25 bulk worth of stuff. I know you have some stuff in there already, but if you want to fill it to the brim with Pyronite, add as much to that bag of holding as you so desire.
The explosion it happens in a pocket dimension when it goes off, and no one gets hurt, and it doesn't rupture at all.
The rest we put into Wybert and make him a walking bomb.
He's got a fiery ass.
Wybert, I told you to lay off on the sriracha.
So I think that's about as good a time as any to call it for tonight's session.
And we call it on hemorrhoids.
Yeah, we do.
But no, I mean, you guys successfully not only located, but managed to defeat the creature and disarm the bomb all in like speed fashion. Like I thought for sure you guys were gonna like play it safe and find the key. You guys like, no way, we're gonna disable it mid combat. I was like, oh shit, let's do this.
Harkens back to book 1, part 1, where we're trying to open a door while the boys are fighting constructs with javelins or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, trying to open that vault.
Character growth.
A Catablobus is a weird choice for Outlaws of Alkenstar, but then I remember the bull riding part. I'm like, oh wait, yeah, that's actually really good. Never mind.
Yeah, it's a little interesting. I'm actually not sure why that was the choice they made, but
Because big cow, Wild West.
Yeah, I mean that's really what it comes down to, right? Like big cow creature, it's got the right CR and gives us a little variety, so we're not just fighting like constructs and golems and stuff.
Constructs are our friends, or at least one is.
Yeah, there's still that one construct just holding that door like closed.
Rename him Hodor.
But yeah, you guys have kind of carved out your own little stinky lair within the ship and disabled one of the bombs. So progress, guys, progress. That being said, I can't find my pop-up. Here we go. Anyways, that's going to do it for us this week on Alkenstar. Welcome to book 1. We're off to a bang. We skipped ahead to the last chapter, but we're not fooling around. We're going to have an explosive ending one way or another. Big thanks to Ninna, Richard, Ricardo, Tommy for playing with me. As always, it's been a fun session. We haven't played in over a month, so this felt nice to just knock one out and get all the stuff set up. So that was really cool. Before anything else, but before I forget, huge shout out at this point to all of our patrons that support us on Patreon. The list keeps growing. Give us a look yourself at patreon.com/recallknowledge so you can get behind the scenes look at upcoming episodes before they hit YouTube. They've watched, episodes that you can't even see on YouTube yet. A place in our Discord chat that you can talk with us directly and more privately. And your support just goes a long way into funding everything we do and making it all possible. So you guys are all awesome and amazing. So let me go ahead and call out our patrons for this episode. I'm gonna take a breath because it's gonna be long. Big shout outs: David Sim, Ace, Sandra Wagner, Jason Irvin, Sam Skaggs, Jay, Ellie Boyle, Paul G, Anish Herman, J. Michael Spencer, David Morrison, Perseus 13, Jerome Rachetti, Matthew Bordeaux, Philip Kuhn, John Kahi, Foxbox Union, Mike Biatch, and Vlad Scoopy. I don't know how to say it, and I asked him, and he didn't get back to me before the show starts. But it's B.
Mike
I was like
Biatch.
B.
I am 100% certain. Whatever it is.
Did I say Biatch? Mike Biatch.
You did say biatch.
Biatch. Get to
Looks
me
like-
and tell me what your name actually
I
is.
see, where is
If
it?
you want me
And
to butcher
Mike
your name and
leads
call
the
you a Biatch,
Patreon.
sign up on Patreon today. Thanks, Mike.
Deutsch? It looks like
Deutsch?
Deutsch
Yeah.
with a B. I don't know.
Yeah, but the U and the E are backwards. That's what's weird. So I'll reach out to him. I'll find out how to pronounce it. But you're probably just Mike Biatch from now on. Sorry, Mike.
Yes. I'm sure Mike got that in high school a lot, and you're just triggering them. You coward.
Sorry, Mike. You're probably right. Big thanks to Molten Hosting for providing our serving hosting, making it so easy. Use that referral code Recall Knowledge.
One word.
It's one.
It's one word.
A single word, and Molten Hosting will give you a month of service for free, even if your name is Mike Biatch. Check them out at moltenhosting.com. Tommy, tell us what you got going on.
It's me. Hey, if you haven't heard this by now, and I'm not preaching to my own choir, which I feel like I might be. My name is Tommy. I have a big old platform called Black Dragon Gaming where I, at one point in time, made a bunch of YouTube videos, but presently I'm just kind of like quietly in a corner, organizing third-party content, ghostwriting, and like balancing that strange and elusive thing that we content creators have been chasing forever and ever but can't find because algorithms. Healthy work-life balance. I run a bunch of games as a full-time job across 1E and 2E. I'm kind of looking to get a little more Starfinder in. Maybe we'll see. Right now, I think the most exciting thing that's happening is through Eldritch Osiris, the big book that you've heard me talk about a billion times in this space, Fantastic Beasts and How to Friend Them. The playtest for all of everybody's stuff has come out, is available on Twitter. I'm pretty sure you can just follow a link and get it. And it's like, I got official art that's going to go in a big book somewhere of a thing I created, and it's just best feeling ever.
I did see that I saw you on Twitter talking about how that was coming out, and you've been talking about it on the show for a bit, so it's cool to see that it's coming to fruition. And
Soon. If we take several more months off and then come back to do parts of the book, it'll be out before you know it. People who are watching this back on YouTube.
that's true. If you're watching this on YouTube, it's probably already out. Go check it out.
Probably.
And also check out Tommy in the link that he posted down below. If you're looking to play some Pathfinder, Starfinder, whatever you want, he's your GM. What about everyone else? Anyone else got any shout outs? Happy birthday again to Richard. Sorry you couldn't roll high in all your. I loved your turn where you managed to get 3 attacks with no multiple attack penalty and still didn't hit.
Still missed. Yep. Good track. All right.
Huge shout out to Phenomenally CJ with the 12-month resub and Sundance Kid 007. You guys were hanging out with us in chat all night and chatting with us while we played a lot. There's
Thank
probably some other
you.
chatters I missed. You guys are awesome and amazing. Yeah. We're going to be back next Wednesday, June 28th at 7 o'clock as we continue the search for the destructive Pyronite bombs atop the Gearsmoke. Until then, oh, there we go. Gift sub in chat. I love to see it. Until then, everyone, please stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you in Alkenstar. Goodbye, everyone.
Good night.
So, bitch.
Peace out, bitch.